buggy bumpers.
Jesus, that shit isn't.
That's new.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That happened Sunday or Saturday. The lady comes in and is like, "Hey, we're recording now."
You are now being recorded.
Put your pants on.
So.
Yeah, put your dick away. You're being recorded.
Oh, sorry.
Previously on HomeBrew Detritus.
That was nice.
Such great enunciation. Great job.
I like the emphasis you put on previously and not previously on. That was good.
Yeah.
I like
It's
that
all
you did
look
do it.
bad when we read. Thank you.
I'm doing it at home next time. Previously on home brew Detritus.
Nakage died.
So we got the game with Will this Saturday. He's been battling the cancers. He had surgery Saturday morning
On his spine.
on his spine. They put metal in his spine. 4 hours
He's
later,
the most metal guy I know.
4 hours later on a morphine drip, Will showed up to our Zoom game to play Pathfinder. So that should tell you everything you need to know about how awesome this game is and how tough Will is.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I haven't been to a hospital in a while. So when you walk in now, there's a lot of like rigmarole you have to go through to get in.
Yep.
And I walk up to the front office and they've got this huge screen that's got a camera showing the front door where you walk in and where you're standing.
Yeah.
And freeze framed was like people who hadn't worn masks were like freeze framed there. So I'm staring at it and I'm kind of giggling. And then I look, my photo is there. I'm wearing a mask, but it says suspicious activity, speed.
What?
Yeah. So I asked the lady behind the counter, I'm like, what did I do? And she's like, I don't know. What does it say? And I was like, it says suspicious activity, speed. And she started laughing and I started laughing. And then she just handed me my visitor pass and I walked away. I'm still kind of confused.
What?
You walked
As to what
fast?
happened. I don't know.
Maybe they just thought you were on speed.
Yeah, they just expected you were 8-balling it on your way into the hospital.
I was vigorously trying to pull out the back of my pants. So maybe that's what it was.
This guy might be on speed. He can't keep his pants up.
Yeah, you're just losing weight that rapidly. It's just falling off.
Yeah.
Anywho, if you're out there and you're not feeling well and you're not playing your game tonight because of a tummy ache or something, I just want you to know that Will's better than you are.
Iron Will
lot.
McLeod will show up.
Iron Will McLeod.
Iron Will McLeod. Of the Clan McLeod.
The Clan McLeod. That dude's a badass.
You McCoy?
No.
Bum, 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 bum.
Noob, you know not what you speak.
Who else has got a funny story? Huh? Be funny.
I don't have.
You know those spike things that get on your pants when you're walking in the woods and stuff?
Hitchhikers.
Yeah, one of those got in my underwear and stabbed me in the dick the other day, so
All right.
there's
Good
that.
talk.
Well, that was
Good.
concise, but I'm not sure about the humor factor.
You
That's
deserve
what
it.
you get for having random sex with dudes in the woods.
How does that get in your underwear exactly?
Have you ever been in the woods? They get everywhere. It's easy.
The
They really
woods-
do.
If you move through the woods too fast, the woods splash up. Apparently.
Oh,
In
so
your
you kind of
pants.
shoot up your pants legs or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Probably
Gotcha.
flip flops. You know, like if you're wearing flip flops and you step in a puddle and it somehow wets the back of your knee.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's worse if you're wearing jeans or something.
Yeah.
That's what you get for splashing through the forest.
Just South Carolina is a thing.
Yeah,
live in a
yeah, it
swamp.
is.
It is.
That's about as
Sure.
scientific as I can make it. But what were we doing last?
Well, our viewers aren't coming here for science facts. That's for damn sure.
What? We're an educational program. Fuck you, boy.
Yeah, all you think about all the things we've learned about anatomy while we've been on the air.
Yeah, like how
great.
dicks explode.
Yeah. The exact trajectory of an exploding dick is very important to the.
It goes right through Kage's brain, apparently.
Straight from the bottom to the top, out through the boop. That's why my head's bald now. Blew my hair right off.
You became a unicorn for a split second.
Just a real floppy unicorn.
Oh, what a terrible monster.
Flaccid unicorn.
Yeah, flaccid
A
unicorn.
flaccid unicorn.
Oh,
And
Oh.
all unicorns are flaccid until they get aggressive. Then the horn stands up.
I want to be in that session where the DM goes, and stepping out of the beautiful Sylvan Glen, a majestic, floppy unicorn.
I pictured a herd of them grazing, and you sneak out of the woods, and it's that thing where one of them sees you, and then all of them turn to see, oh, something's approached us from the
So
woods.
all of a sudden,
And
one
then-
hard on.
A field of unicorns just all get erect at once.
But the first one that pops up, it just flaps up real quick. What was that?
All right, Choker, you're good at After Effects. It's time to make this happen.
I don't
Not
think
that
you can
good
put
yet.
that on YouTube.
I'm not that good at it yet.
I mean, you can put a flaccid horn. It's just a horn.
Or just pixels.
I was really. It took me about half an hour to get that special presentation thing before the Troika episode. That's where I'm at with After Effects. I can do that.
it looked good. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Here's a clip.
There's a clip.
And there it is.
Here's
That was
the
a wonderful
exact
clip.
same
What a
clip.
wonderful clip. We got to get into game because Akage died.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't remember.
Is
It's
that
been a while.
spoilers yet?
Again?
It is spoilers.
It's not
Wait,
spoilers.
this isn't a flashback
Oh.
episode? He died because it was just
Did you all
previously.
show up with your level 0 commoner characters?
Yes.
We've been in that game before.
That only lasted
Someone-
2 sessions.
It was 3 sessions because I was winded for one of them.
Well, no, let me just say this though. When we used to game at the Dragon, 3 sessions they were like 3-4-hour sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
But-
weren't these little 1 hour one shots.
2.5 hours of that was smoke breaks.
Yeah,
but
and
still.
bullshitting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's not that much different from now. Yeah,
It's not.
20 minutes of bullshitting.
This podcast is the condensed version of our normal gaming bullshitting.
Yeah.
Some things change. Some
You-
things
you-
don't.
But you still got to get the
Okay,
bands
so-
in. You got to
Yeah.
banter.
And as unbelievable as it is, we actually do get stuff done every session now.
Now.
At the Dragon, there would be sessions where there'd be 3 weeks in a row where we didn't even pick up dice.
I would
Poker
like
would
to point
complain
out.
about it. This is the 3rd week in a row, and I didn't get to roll a single D20.
I would like to point out we did have one episode where we woke up, jumped across a cavern, jumped back across that cavern, and went to sleep. That was the session.
Y'all didn't wake well. Did y'all wake up?
No, we would just come out of a combat.
Yeah, y'all came out of a combat,
That's right.
jumped across a cavern, had a beautiful role play session with a character I came up with,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
went to
then you
sleep.
took a nap and jumped back across the cavern. That was the whole episode.
I don't
Look.
feel it was wasted because I got my hit points back.
I agree.
Let's see. I don't know. I guess I should open my character sheet up.
You should, because we're gonna have to talk about. I can't remember if I said level up on recording
No,
last
we
time
didn't.
or
You did.
I did. So this
But
is
we have
this,
to roll hit points.
this is a brand new episode. We're gonna roll hit points, and we're gonna find out what levels people took. Let's start off with a Kage. Roll the
Oh.
Oh,
I'm a ghost.
too soon.
It's
Too
never,
soon.
it's never too soon.
That is right. I agree.
The revenant of Akage is going to climb out of the portable hole and murder you all.
Don't spoil my next adventure hook.
Yeah, Kevin.
I'm just spoiling it. I'm not severing it from existence.
Okay, where are we at? Who wants to go first? I'm just gonna ask. Who's ready with their what level are you at now?
We're level 6 now.
7.
6.
All right, cool.
I skipped
We are
that one.
level 6, and I'll go ahead and jump on this leveling up because I stuck with Inquisitor, which it gave me a free teamwork feat, and I took Outflank. I pretty much stay with the same skills that I've gone through.
What's Outflank do?
Outflank doubles the normal bonus for flanking. Instead of a +2, I get a +4 because I get solo tactics, which let me act as if anyone that can trigger that as
Has
if
the
they
feat.
had the feat.
Yeah.
For my purposes, so that I can use it.
They made
And
a,
I got a new spell. I picked up a 2nd level spell called Litany of Defense. As a swift action, I can double my armor's AC bonus
Wait.
for a turn.
Oh, just double the armor's bonus, not like your whole
The
AC
armor
bonus.
doubles itself in bonus, yeah.
What would that give you? So I know what to lie and say the creatures to hit is later.
My normal AC bonus from my breastplate is a
Like a +3 or 4.
no, it is a +5
Oh,
because it's excuse me. The armor is 6.
huh.
No, it's a 6 AC with a max dex of 5 because it's an agile breastplate.
So this spell would give you a +6 to your AC.
It would give me an additional +6 for 1 round.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Swift action to cast it. It's self only.
Neat. All right, let's roll your hit points.
Hit points going for a D8. So if I don't roll over a 5, I get a 5. And I rolled a 2. So I will pick the 5.
Kevin, just because you killed the adventure hook, go ahead and take that 2 hit points.
He's not joking.
You can take 5, but I will. Our buddy Jacob has just started like binging through the show. He played the Inquisitor. He's the one where the Inquisit joke comes from. And he knows he's bad at roleplay because we were texting about the show, and he was like, "It's funny that y'all brought up the Inquisitor thing." And I was like, "Yeah, we still joke about that time you didn't Inquisit when you were supposed to." And he's like, "Yeah." And then he got like 5 more episodes in. He's like, "I just realized Kevin's playing an Inquisitor." That's why y'all keep saying that. It's like,
And I think it's because we actually said, "Are you an Inquisitor?"
yeah. Well, like 25
to
episodes in before
spell
you
it
realize
out.
what class you're actually playing.
Well, we kind of kept a lot of that kind of obscure for a while.
Like 2 episodes.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toker just had us keep it secret from each other so that we would, make a useless party group. Make 3
Just so you know that-
healers.
3 half
That
healers.
puts me up to 56 hit points.
Oh, shit. All
Not
So
bad.
I'm pretty
Not bad.
beefy.
right.
beefy.
Who wants to go second?
I'll get it out of the way.
Make it fun. Make it fun.
I won't make it fun. Dorian is a multi-class character, so I'll be taking my 4th level of rogue, Unchained Rogue. And the hit point for that would be 4. Also a 5.
And because you're a rogue, you don't get anything fun. It's just
I get uncanny dodge this turn,
Ooh.
debilitating injury, which I probably will never get the chance to use.
What is
and-
that?
Every time you sneak attack, you can do debilitating injury.
Yeah, but it just does. It lacks style. Like just.
Is that in the place of your damage, your sneak attack
hamstringing
damage?
a monster isn't style?
Yeah, I don't know. Just like, injuring people.
Actually, it's every time you do sneak attack damage, you either lower their AC, you lower their to hit, or you slow them down.
Fine, I'll probably just take the AC penalty one. But
You can choose each time.
Every time you
I'm just
sneak
telling you
attack.
what the tactic will probably be.
Fair enough.
And
Sorry,
I
I'll
also,
shut up. I'm dead. I'm
thank
dead.
you,
I'll shut
thank
up.
you. Please shut up, dead person.
Go ahead and mute myself.
He's all kissing by Rose on the grave over there.
And oh yeah, I also get a rogue
I
talent.
liked it.
I get a rogue talent to be announced.
Keeping that one secret.
No, I haven't
Yeah,
even
he
looked.
just leveled his character
Oh.
up
Yes,
5
yes,
seconds
he's
ago.
totally
That's
While
pretty
Kevin
good.
was talking.
I'm literally looking at the rogue chart to see what the fuck I get. this
Progression
level.
chart.
I have no
That's
idea.
why he was late to our recording, because he forgot to level up his character.
No, I was in Charleston traffic. Actually, is what it was.
Not nearly as fun as trying to figure out what rogue talent to take.
Evasion.
Lame.
All right.
I mean, low hit points are lame.
Mm.
Yeah, so take evasion so that you get hit less often.
I already have evasion.
automatically at second level. I'll
That was
shut
Another
up now.
heroic
God,
talent
shut
down.
up, Ghost. Next.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Sonder took another level of Oracle. The only really cool thing that happens is I get 3rd level spells now, so that's kind of nice. Cure Serious Wounds came with the package, as well as Fireball, and I took Resist Energy Communal.
Oh,
So
That's a good one,
that
yeah.
May or
That's
may
really
not
good.
come in handy.
let me just
remember.
change the monsters up for this next encounter.
Exactly.
Cure Serious Wounds is super good.
It is good.
I thought Fireball was pretty good too.
Yeah, Fireball is dope.
Fireball is the ultimate spell.
I like Lightning Bolt better. Ooh, I'm a ghost.
Every person you've talked as a ghost, everyone.
take my job.
Yay.
Hey, I'm haunting you guys.
Oh yeah, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 7.
Nice.
On my D8. So that's the first time over the average, I think. Actually, I think I got a couple of 6s.
And the other two should take notes on how to roll a dice and lie about it.
Hey.
Well, I
Aaron
lied.
is
Okay.
the worst at lying about his dice roll.
No, I lied last level, so I'm just making up for it this one.
It evens out.
I feel like my face pretty much tells you immediately what happened.
Shock.
Yeah.
Either I'm pouting or I'm like, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
One or the
Yeah.
other.
It sucks sometimes to have an expressive face.
Yeah. I don't play poker. I don't do that shit. I don't gamble.
What's it like to have an expressive face?
Don't worry about it. I don't think it's something you need to worry about. Probably ever.
The entire Easter Island just joined the Zoom right there.
Expressions? What are you talking about?
My face doesn't make any expressions, so I change my hairstyle every 2 weeks.
Hey, it's in place of a personality, so
You know, if you do a curly mustache, you'd look friendlier, or like a cartoon villain. Either or.
working on
Whimsy.
it. I'm
Whimsy.
growing it back out.
It's a thin line.
We're down to what, Matt and Noob.
I'll go next. I took another level of War Priest but now I can attack. I can do attacks of opportunity at 20 feet in my threatened range because I'm a natural reach +5.
Nice.
I took Blood of the Martyr so I can make myself bleed, and if you lick up my blood, you heal twice as much as I bled. Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
So I'm gonna do
Bleed all your hit points into my mouth right before I die.
I'm not licking your blood. I think I'd
Oh.
rather die.
I just
It's-
don't know if it's.
I'll take it. I
Yeah,
ain't got
no.
no shame.
So if I roll, and it goes up a D6 every 4 levels. So but so I
Sweet,
roll a
like-
D6 of bleed, and if I get a 6 and you lick my blood, you get 12 hit points back.
Stop saying lick my blood.
Lick my blood.
I
You
want to
put it,
lick
in a
your
goblet or
blood, noob.
All right, and then I roll a d8 for mine.
Let's
Could you-
go. Let's go. Eights,
Seven.
eights.
All right.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, great job, noob.
You got that. They're gonna
That's
try.
more hit points you can bleed into my mouth.
That puts me up to 58.
Wow.
I have a con of +2, and I'm a war priest.
What, does that give
That's
you
good.
an extra hit point every level or something?
No, but I got a d8, and I've rolled 2 7s and an 8, and the rest are average.
Yeah. And why
I
did
mean, the
you,
other two, right?
you picked a new level of war priest
Mhm.
because why?
Because it gives me my stuff. My next level.
Because.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
Because leveling.
Look at that face. That's the face of somebody who will never multi-class.
No.
I never have.
I'm the
I
opposite
The
probably
of
only
won't.
Jeff.
time I've multi-classed was when I was making a true necromancer. Back when you had a multi-class to get prestige.
I honestly thought about it, but then I waited until we had like a month, and I waited until yesterday to level.
Yeah.
War priest is already a combo class anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would want a multi-class when you can just be a wizard.
Cheddar or pizza combo class?
Pizza.
I like the 7-layer bean dip.
Pizza.
Oh,
Combo.
shut up. Who's eating bean combos?
I don't think I've ever seen that. Is that really a
No,
thing?
it's
I almost ate that
7-layer
lady's
bean
combos
dip
at that rate.
combo.
I like the pizza ones.
Yeah, the pizza's the only good one.
All right,
Not because they
let's-
taste like pizza, but they taste like pizza combos.
Mhm. They taste like
Yeah.
childhood. They're like the one thing from childhood that still tastes like it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, easy cheese.
But only the first few of
easy
them.
cheese.
You eat about 10 of them, and then you should be done. Because after that, they taste like salt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Kind of
But
similar
usually
to
the
pizza
little bag
rolls.
from the little bag from the service station is usually plenty.
Well, speaking of little bags, have we got everybody? Matt.
No.
No, I'm
Don't you
I'm
push this
Again, the
along.
ghost interrupting when he should be just
Yeah.
being dead.
He's so
Get it-
anxious because he doesn't
get
get
it
to.
all out.
Oh,
He doesn't level. Why are you here? You died last week.
Yeah, I know
We'll call
y'all
you when we
fired
search-
me from
Yeah.
the company, but I'm gonna still be here. And
Oh,
I'm
we
gonna
fired
talk
you out of a
the entire-
cannon.
That
Stop
paper.
taking it literally.
Hey, so Nim,
I was going to spend the first few minutes preparing.
Yeah. No, I'm well, yeah. But so I took another level of wizard. I'm gonna stick with that.
Oh, yeah.
So level 6, not my favorite level. Level 7 is gonna be fantastic because I get level 4 spells, but
You'll
level
never see.
6. Yes, I will. I'm taking precautions. Level 6, I got a couple new spells.
Mhm.
So I took Mad Monkeys. So I know you're gonna love. And I took another one. I don't know if I want to tell you. I'll
You
tell
don't have to. You can.
I don't want to keep that one. Might hold that one and be a surprise.
Make it a surprise.
Summon Monster 3.
No, I've had that since 5, so yeah, I do have some Monster 3. But the cool thing that I got at level 6 was that my shift ability that I can do as a swift action 9 times a day went from 10 feet to 15 feet, which is pretty cool. So I got that, and also my my conjuration summoning spells, the bonus duration went up from 2 to 3 rounds. So now I can summon for, I believe it's 9 rounds. I don't know, 8 or 9 rounds or something. So that's pretty good. But other than that, not a lot. I'm anxious to have a little bit of downtime so I can study that necromancy book that I got. I got some good spells picked out for that, including Life Pact and Command Undead, which should come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
So excited on that. I'm not excited to roll this. I have the average on every single level except for the first one where I rolled a 6. Actually, I just took a 6. So, but here goes.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, I rolled a 5.
Hey.
5.
Yeah.
Above average. Yay. That's on a D6, so that's Yeah, I mean that's significant.
Yeah, that is.
Let me give you my total there.
Before you were on, Terrence, Matt was trying to allow all the divine casters to read his arcane necromantic book, but we thought you might appreciate it.
Well,
What?
I can read
You
it to him. We can do a
Can you
tutorial.
learn spells from a spell book?
I think so. That has to be on the Magus
Okay.
list, though.
Well, any necromancer spell that's on the Magus list, Matt has access to now.
And I
There's
shall.
some,
come
not
through it
any.
if
It's
necessary.
level 1 through 3, right, Tucker?
Yeah.
Level 1 through 3. There's some pretty interesting ones on there that
Yeah.
I've looked at. That will be fun. I mean, you have to take out the evil descriptor ones, I assume.
Maybe
Or-
you do.
Maybe I say I do.
That's a character choice.
I think it is. It's always a good choice.
There's a lot of fun evil
Situational.
cleric spells that I can't use.
I think casting an evil spell in the right situation is a very self-sacrificing act. Is that ultimately good?
I agree with Matt in this scenario.
Yeah, like possession things.
Because he's
Possession and
not
things like
running
that
the
are great.
game. Terrence agrees.
So, but that's it. Yep. Hopefully I'll live to level 7. I've made it a whole level since I've started this character. So that's good.
Mental note: kill Matt's character.
I've actually I've took the hit point every level, so I've got like 39 hit points, which is pretty substantial for me normally.
I mean, you're not that far ahead of me. I'm a rogue.
But I put a few points in con this time, so I got a +1 con. That helps too. So you gotta hit me twice, Toker, if you want to take me out.
Yeah, we'll see. Depends on what monsters I give you. So there was a couple more things I wanted to do before we get officially started in this episode. First thing is Terrence gets a Benny.
Huzzah!
Ooh.
Yeah, boy.
Terrence was the first one to guess about the Smuggler's Cove several episodes ago.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a clever cuss. What can I
Is that
say?
what they were doing? And the next Benny will go to Sonder, because she sent me a little description that we're going to read about her dad, who was the last person we met at the end of the last episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
Papa Sonder.
Sonders. We get to meet Sonders' dad.
Dude,
You already met her daddy, just not her father.
I told you weren't after.
Oh,
Oh, gross.
now we
got birds in
know
his
I'm
doors.
on island.
Leave it to
Sonder
Mr.
left her there.
Leave it to Mr. Lick My Blood to say something like that.
They have no blood.
Mahogany, I didn't say you were gonna have to read anything, but then I reread the Google Doc, and you do have one little line in there.
Oh, do
that-
I?
Yeah.
Maybe I ought to have a look at that.
Be prepared to just read that line when it comes up.
So, no,
Well, let's get started.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear this.
Oh,
So-
this sounds good.
The crew, after the loss of Akage and walking and tired, finally make their way to the Smuggler's Cove, where Gil did a few whistles and calls, and some other dwarves, 2 other dwarves came out of the tree line there and greeted you, took you on in. As you were walking in, you saw a real nice vessel boat parked there, and from a deep voice you heard someone say, "Daughter." Sonders' father is a commanding figure. Not the tallest man around, but built to last. His slender frame bears the corded muscle of a well-used body. His natural chestnut tone was further deepened by many hours spent among the sun and waves. His demeanor is relaxed and pleasant in almost any situation. His gentle ease belies the fact that he is truly dangerous. His rounded face is broken up by a string of pearls surrounded by full lips, on top of which sits a wide-set nose, high cheekbones, and dark, intelligent eyes. The wisdom of his years is barely betrayed by the corners of his lips and eyes, and then only when his mirth is at its greatest. His deep-set dimples are in the same places where Sonders sit, though his are always visible, while hers comes and goes with her expressions like the tides. His closely cropped hair is touched with sprinklings of gray at the right temple that hadn't been there when she had last seen him. The idea that the bit of gray could have been a result of her leaving creeps into her mind and gives Sonder a thrill that a part of her wants to be ashamed of. Alas, she is not. His stubbled chin scratches her skin as he embraces her, squeezing a bit tighter than she thought was necessary. That would be your line.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Did we lose her?
Well, I'll take this time
clicked
to.
on.
I'll
You
take
have to
this
say
time
words. That's what works.
No, I remember cursing. Shouting out a curse always worked.
I want to fuck Sonders' dad after that description. That was good. He's making on the next list.
I don't think it's
Oh, she's got that made her mad.
it's over.
No.
Oh no.
You
Now
guys all
she's
awake
done
in a
it.
tavern. The barkeep runs up to you and says, "Help with these rats in the basement. I'll pay you in grog, but please." What do you do?
I'll pay you for my collection of soiled panties.
Ah, yes. I'd rather have you take care. There it is.
That was quick.
You're back.
And that concludes
Wait.
Noob's one shot.
Not the right words, though.
Yeah, you sound like you're echoey.
Also, yeah, it's not on the right mic.
The town guard overtakes you, Terrence.
Words.
Yay, there she is.
We're back. Okay, this
All
painful
right.
situation is done.
Also then, so let's please
Keep it going.
Alrighty then. I just needed you to wait a minute. For me to finish opening the thing and seeing if it works. Does it work? Okay, words are making
Yeah.
words. We're making words. We're
You
still
are making words.
We're still making words.
And
Still
we lost her.
words. I'm gone.
No.
No, shut up, noob.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't fuck with me like that. Okay, it's doing stuff again. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was totally working up until I had to say words.
Yep.
It got haunted by the ghost of Akage.
I wasn't looking at the screen. I was just reading what you sent me. So I don't know. That's going to be fun to go back and watch and edit.
I think you can just pick up from her line.
Don't you tell me how to
That's
do this,
where we
Kevin.
hit the problem.
Or you could start over from the top.
I'm not starting over from the top. It's fine. We're going to leave some of this in. Technical
Yeah.
difficulties. It's why the last name is Detritus.
Fair enough. Because we are trash.
But I'll pick back up from, alas, she is not. His stubbled chin scratches her skin. Well, see, I did it perfect first time. His stubbled chin scratches her skin as he embraces her, squeezing a bit tighter than she thought was necessary.
It went out again.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't hear you again.
It is cursed.
I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like
Take 4. His stubbled chin scratches her skin as he embraces her, squeezing a bit tighter than she thought was necessary.
Dad.
She rolls her eyes and pulls away, feeling every bit the teenager she had been when she had left his side. Fucking made it.
All right.
Great job! Yay! Worth the wait.
Yeah, put,
And the second take was a perfect green mahogany. Great
put all
job.
put all that crap at the end after the credits, please.
No,
Hey,
that's
yeah.
most of the show at this point. So, so after the hug, your father, whose name I just read, Winsome, Captain Winsome, actually, grabs you by the shoulders and pushes you back. He gives you that fatherly, like, appraising look, up to down. This isn't the kind of island most people show up on their feet. And then he looks over your shoulder. Or with such a strange crew. Gilgera. He seems to know the dwarf that is with you by name.
I shake him off of me and I say, we can take care of ourselves. And then I remember Akage and I say, mostly.
I'm sure it's a story. Siren Ray has brought you to me, it seems, though. But you seem to need rest. Can I welcome you back to your home, girl? He means the boat.
Oh, yeah.
I look back at our crew and I see that we're all pretty beat up.
We're all out of spells and tired and beat down.
And I say, we will accept your hospitality, Father.
Good. I'm sure Sam and Britta, Velfrost, and the rest will be really happy to see you. It's been, God, how long has it been now?
2.5 years.
Too long, I say. And your companions? Are they welcome? He gets kind of close to your ear and he goes, are they welcome aboard the ship?
There's a little bit of distance between us and everyone else, or no?
Yeah, I'm not gonna butt up on your family reunion.
Enough to with his closeness to you, enough to where you could whisper something in his ear if you wanted to.
I trust everyone for the most part. I watch some closer than others. And I kind of shake my head in the elf's direction. Half elf.
I'm rolling a cigarette.
Well, and if he says loud enough for anyone to hear, and a friend of my daughter is a friend of mine. Please
Excellent
come aboard.
News.
For you, Sonder, it's all still very familiar. You see a crew that was with your dad when you left. Crew this bit, some of this crew's been with him longer than you've been alive. And the boat's massive. It's and beautiful, well maintained. He ushers you all aboard. There's a brief greeting, and then he shows you down below the docks to some rooms and says you could all rest here. Sonder, however, I'd like you to stay with me so we can catch up.
I will stay with my companions, thank you. We have much to discuss.
Still as fiery as the god you serve, I see.
Know it.
Well, I have some business to attend to in the cove here. He points to Gilgera. Gilgera, maybe you should accompany me. We have some things to discuss. The dwarf that was with you seems a little sheepishly like, yes, it's not great news, but I'll tell you what I must.
I have a question or two, Gilgera, when any of you have a free moment.
Yes, Dorian?
Oh, just about matters back on the island.
The main island or the one we escaped?
I'll never go there again if my life depends on it. Unless my life depends on it.
Same. Get you rested. And her and Winsome begin to head off. So there's small cots, places to bed down. If you like to here on the boat.
I immediately hit a cot and fall deep into Zealand.
Right.
Dorian cleans up as best he can, like including his whatever wounds he has left, and changes clothes to something a little bit more rugged. And then I'm going to head out to the port.
I will open up the portable hole and start doing some blessings over Akage's body. Since we haven't done that yet.
Anything particular for Nim?
Well, I mean, we haven't rested. We didn't rest since that
Combat? No.
the combat, right? So I'm pretty spent. I'm old, so I'm probably gonna
Follow Razbad's example and just kind of conk out.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take rest on the cot a little bit. Maybe thumb through that necromancy book some.
I'll be doing that. I'll be resting as well, but I gotta do a few things in the hole first.
Sonder's gonna.
I was gonna say, Sonder, one of the rooms down there you're familiar with because it was the place you stayed on and off as a child growing up on this boat. You can see that a lot about this room hasn't changed.
Yeah, she's feeling a lot of stuff right now, just because she'd been looking for her father, and when she didn't find him, she kind of moved on from that, and now here he is, and she's like, oh, I wasn't really ready to see him. And now she's thinking, maybe I should have stayed with him and talked to him. It's been a while, so she's gonna wander off and see if she can find him, or just move around the boat. She's restless, she can't sit still.
Okay. Everybody else kind of beds down. Sonder gets it in her to wander. As you make your way back up to the top deck, you can see your father and Gilgara kind of standing off to the side towards the front of the boat, having what appears to be a pretty serious discussion.
I'm going to creep a little closer and maybe eavesdrop a bit.
Give me a stealth and follow it up with a perception.
6 for stealth, because all
Got that
those
point in
bangles
that.
and shit.
May I try and listen to?
And
You were downstairs cleaning up.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I said I cleaned up and headed out, but
Oh yeah, you were going to the port. Yeah.
what
Sorry.
was the other thing you said to roll, or does it even matter?
Perception.
So 16 perception.
Yeah, Dorian, I'll say you could give me the same when you come up, basically just a little after Sonder.
Okay.
You can give me the same.
all right, that gives me for stealth. 12, so that gives me a 24.
Okay, and perception?
31.
So Sonder, you kind of blunder out there. You catch a few words before Gil notices you, and your father notices you. Gil's voice goes down, but your father's voice kind of stays at the same level. Dorian, as you're coming up on the boat, you can see Sonder watching her father and Gilgara talk, and you get it in your head to kind of lay
Eavesdrop.
back and drop of the eaves.
Sneaking.
And with that, you both catch the Gilgara explaining to Winston, look, if none of the other dwarves made it here, then I don't know what to tell you. When the ship went down, the powders were well wrapped, but it's completely submerged. Your father goes, yes, but what about the other stuff? And then this is where, Sonder, you don't hear because Gilgara notices you listening. But your perception was high enough, Dorian, that you pick it up. It's like, look, the crystals will probably be fine. It's not like being waterlogged is going to damage them. But who's going to go back and get them?
Indeed.
Leave that to me, Gilgara, but a deal was a deal. And even though you're not the captain I made the deal with, you're part of the crew, so I expect you to come with us and show us where the ship went down. If you'll just get me home afterwards, I'll make the deal with you. He kind of pats her on the shoulder and says, yes, well then, go get your rest. I've got some stuff to do up on the cove. And then he turns to see What was your stealth there, Dorian?
24.
So he turns and just sees Sonder. Restless daughter, care to walk with me into the... what was the guy's name? Care to walk with me up to Dagtoon's old shop?
I'll take a walk with you.
He comes up and he kind of puts his arm around you, and you guys begin walking off the boat and heading into the Smuggler's Cove.
As we walk, I shrug his arm off my shoulder a little less quickly than I want to, but kind of slide out from it. And I stop and I turn to him and I say, "I'm not coming back. I need you to know I'm on my own for good."
Well, being on your own's got you on foot on this island. I just want my daughter to be safe.
I understand that, but it's my life and I will live it on my own terms.
Well, that's the whole point of our vessel here, daughters. All these people, all this crew, they want to live life on their own terms. That's why they're with me.
I'm not coming back.
Tell me then, how has Yarnum treated you?
Not well. It's been okay, but not the greatest. I'm here. I did exactly what you told me not to do. Surprised?
A little. Not really. The goddess still speaks to you?
Aye. She told me to go to Yarnum and I went. She told me to just live, and I did. And I did some of our old business, and I got caught. And here I am, serving the Lord Cromwell. Ugh.
And what can you tell me of the Lord Cromwell?
Not much. I keep my distance from him. I only do what I must.
You ever been in the same room with the man? Give me a sense motive.
Oh, that's a stupid low roll. That's a 16.
Okay.
Wait a minute. We're one-on-one?
Mm-hmm.
That gives me something plus...
That's right.
Blah, blah, blah. What is it? Where is it? So that's a 19.
I was going to give you a bit of a bonus just because it's your father and you've worked with him before. You can see that this isn't just a friendly question. This is him trying to get information out of you like he would someone he was trying to strike a deal with. It's the face of the salesman, not the father, for a split second that you catch.
Once or twice.
And then his face cools, seeing that you've kind of caught on to him, I think, and goes, "Well, tell me of his demeanor as we walk into town. Tell me of his character. Tell me of the town he runs." And just the two of you guys will converse on your way into town. Dorian, were you hanging back until they were out of sight, or?
Yeah, I'm going to let them go about their business before I sneak off to my business.
To give you a little description, the Smuggler's Cove isn't really a city. It is a trading spot.
Yeah.
You'll soon come to figure out that it's basically one hut and a large warehouse.
Okay. That's mainly my goal, is to scout out the area and the people here.
Okay.
Try and get a handle on them, like how they operate, who they are, where they come from, how to contact them.
Well, there's the large hut, and even though you keep your distance, you eventually see Sonder and her father make their way to this hut. It's getting kind of late in the evening, and there's some warm firelight coming from inside. You can hear a few sounds of people inside mingling and talking. One of them kind of raucous, maybe a little drunk. As the curtain opens, you hear an old man go, "Ah, Winston!" And they vanish inside the hut.
Well, I think that hut looks a little too small for me to stay inconspicuous, at least as far as Sonder and her father goes. So I'll turn back and head towards the boat. Might as well get a little rest.
Okay. So your father leads you into this hut. You come in. It's small. It's cozy. It's got kind of a family vibe to it. There's a few tables, so it's almost like it could be a bar. At the back end of it's kind of separated, and there's just merchandise and piles of boxes and a doorway that you're assuming leads to the warehouse that you saw behind this hut. There is a grizzled old dwarf. He's just, his skin is like sun dark. He's wrinkly. He's behind the bar. He's got a huge mug. He's drinking. He's the one that hollered, Winston. Winsome, excuse me. Two of the dwarves you recognize were the ones that met you when Gilgara, when y'all first got here. There's a third dwarf who seems to be really young. He's kind of in the back. Looks like he's just kind of like organizing and cleaning. And there's a female dwarf there as well who's doing the same thing. There's also a character that you do not recognize or does not seem to fit with this kind of family-oriented thing, and that would be up to Frakes to describe.
Now you talk.
You're not a ghost anymore. You can speak.
Leaning against the bar, you see a very wiry-looking half-elf who's got a scar that runs from the left side of his mouth up, and it pulls his left side of his mouth so that he looks like he's always smirking, and it runs up across his eyebrow. He has a very large curved sword on his back, and he's just watching everyone carefully.
Winsome walks up to the bar. He greets everyone there except for the one that seems out of place by name. Something your father's always been really good with is keeping up with people's names that he does business with. He's like, Doc Toon, your sons, Barkok, Dugbok, and Septuk all seem to be doing well, and your daughter, Alice, is as beautiful as ever. I've got Gilgara on the boat, and you see the Dark Top put his drink down and go, Gilgara, any of our other crew? He's like, I'm afraid not, but I think we'll be able to strike a bargain, and maybe not all is lost. And that's something to celebrate too. And then Winston looks over at the stranger and goes, you're new here. Should I call you a friend or by name?
You can call me whatever it is you feel the need to call me, but my name is Vladrost Brodva. I am working with Blacktoon?
Daktoon?
Daktoon?
Yeah.
I am working as security for Daktoon currently. He seems to trust you, therefore we have no issues.
He always trusts a good business partner.
Well, okay then.
So what was the name?
Vladrost.
Vladrost. Pleasure.
Most people here just call me Vlad, and that works for me.
So y'all sit down. Sonder with her father, this family, and this strange. What you were saying, you were elf, correct?
Half elf.
Half elf, and this new half elf.
And a bottle of rum.
Yo ho ho.
Yo ho ho. So
She's getting hammered drunk.
That's the brand. Yo ho ho. Bottles of rum.
We make it here on the island.
She hasn't had it in a long time. She's going a little overboard.
Okay. Well, rum. Gosh. Well, maybe I should go to bed. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll go back for a beer. Or I'll go back for a drink.
And she can cleanse of alcohol if she needs to.
Mhm. You guys get some rounds, and you've had a few words, and the door opens, and another half elf that Sonder knows very well at this point, well, as very well as anyone can get to know Dorian, walks in. Dorian, you see yet another half elf, and a memory flashes between the two of you.
Vladros looks up. His eyes kind of go wide.
Dorian gets a deer in headlights look.
Dimitri Frost.
I turn around and walk out.
Last time he had seen this half-elf, Vladros had been within the Muchini Gulag interview room. The manacles and fetters dug into the flesh of his wrist and ankles, and his chains were pulled taut and locked to an adamantine ring set in the stone floor. His shoulders and knees already ached from the back-breaking labor of mining adamantine, and the awkward positions his chains forced him to hold only made the ache sharper. Even worse was the abominable itching of his unkempt beard growing around his still healing scar on his face. But no matter how much he needed to scratch, Vladros refused to let his jailers see him squirm. Before long, the door swung open. A young half-elf man, dressed in sharp Ministry of Special Services uniform, entered the room, followed by an ageless elf in a similar but subtly different uniform.
Hello, my name is Dimitri Frost.
The half-elf stated politely. By his gestures and authoritarian bearing, it was clear he was the elf's superior, even though the half-elf could not have been much older than Vladros. His expression was one of resigned compassion as Dimitri Frost stated,
I am here to ask you a few questions. This gentleman is Harford Westover from the Ministry of Extraction. He is here to ensure your cooperation, and your answers are truthful. Shall we begin?
The extractor stepped forward and placed a metal, banded case on the table and opened it. With long, graceful hands, the elf unpacked the case. Tools of pain glinted and gleamed in the steady glowing, magical light of the interview room.
The name we have on file for you, Vladros Bratva, is obviously false. What is your real name?
Dimitri's voice was polite, almost conversational as he unleashed a torrent of questions.
Which kingdom ordered this attack? Which other members of the glorious Republic of Kraith were to be targeted by these assassination attempts? Where did the rest of your rebellion forces headquarter? Who else was involved in the assassination of Commander Eldreth? Why kill him specifically? What did your faction seek to gain by his death?
The elven extractor selected his tools with careful consideration and went to work on Vladros. The elf knew how to give pain and win. Despite his resolve to remain silent, Vladros gasped out answers.
There was no plot. I killed Red Red because he was a murderous, cruel bastard. No one else. Just me. I had to stop him from killing more innocent people.
No matter how many times Vladros repeated the truth, the pain continued. The polite, gentle questions continued. At the end of the interrogation, Dimitri smiled sadly and said,
I do apologize. My unfortunate friend, for what it's worth, I believe you. I stand up, snapping my cases together. Sadly, my superiors do not.
He said this after every interrogation, twice a month, for 5 years, until the day Dimitri helped Vladros escape.
Yeah, Dorian turns and tries to leave the area, to leave the bar.
Sonder, give me a perception.
Not my best skill. Oh, natural 20 for 27.
Oh,
Good,
shit.
because I was going to say you were drunk and give you a negative to it, but you happen to catch Dorian come in. You see his face change and him immediately turn and leave the room. Vladros, you see Vladros see Dorian come in because it's such a small place. It's hard not to see the door open, and you see the expression on his face change drastically, and he begins calling for someone named Dimitri.
Is he sitting with us?
Yeah, I mean, it's so small that you basically have to sit with everybody at the same time.
Yeah. Seeing this, I am going to cast on myself cleanse of alcohol.
You're now
But-
sober.
I'm not going to, I'm going to try to do it as sneakily as possible.
Narcan.
And like I'm looking to see if it's blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so I'm going to cleanse myself of alcohol and I'm going to continue drinking, but I'm going to take an interest in Vladros.
Vladros hops up, and as soon as he starts to see Dorian walking away, he goes after him.
Well, shit, I gotta follow as closely as I can.
All right.
Because I'm nosy.
Dimitri, what are you doing here?
I stop.
Don't trust.
I stop in the street, as it were. Deep breath. Turn around.
I'm rolling an 18 to be stealthily, hanging out near them, listening.
I'm afraid you've mistaken me for someone else, friend. I step into the light again, pull my hood down, revealing my black curly hair and my well-dressed, very I dress very much in the style of a modern kind of foppish Lithian, basically.
I am making apologies then, friend. You looked similar to someone I knew, but your tongue does not carry the voices of Kraith.
Yes, well,
Your hair is also different. But
Yes.
Vladros' eyes narrow as he looks at you. I was worried they might have sent you to find me, but you are not who I thought you were. So,
No, and as far as they know, perhaps whoever they are, they might think you're dead. In a very permanent way.
that would probably be for the best. Well, then, since it is such a small island, come, join us, and we will have drinks, and I will learn who you actually are.
Ah, yes. What is your name? I say loudly as we're re-entering the bar.
Pushing past Sonder, who was hiding
Yeah.
outside watching.
Just shove her to the dirt.
Give me a perception, Sonder.
Is she obviously
Out of
there?
the way, nerd.
Oh, you give me a perception, Dorian.
Okay.
11 is my perception.
24?
Okay, so you beat her stealth, so you did see her, and because her perception's what did you say your perception was 11?
Yeah.
So what is it to kind of speak under your breath? Is it bluff?
Yeah, it's bluff.
Yeah, so give me a bluff.
Who, me? Or her?
Yeah, Dorian.
Okay. Oh, bluffing actually is sort of my specialty, believe it or not.
I feel like that should go against Seed's motive.
You
Yeah,
have
it
to
should
be able to hear them. So your perception that goes against
Oh no! Well, the bluff is there to communicate something without another party, like in code, in innuendo, but it doesn't have much to do with stealth, really. It's
Okay,
just,
so we'll do it.
Since-
We'll do it this way then. You saw that she had come out, so you knew to keep your voice at a certain level.
okay.
So your perception wasn't high enough, Sonder, to get it, but you could tell that he was purposely speaking in a way that you couldn't hear.
I still don't trust him.
Yeah, it gives you more reason not to trust.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
And then they turn to come back in, and obviously Dorian sees you standing there.
Oh, I give her a big sunny smile. Sonder, it's a pleasure to see you.
I'm making my business to try to get him drunk so I can get information out of him.
You
See,
are.
to a rookie spy, Dorian is a horrible, horrible, backstabbing, no whatnot. And to a good spy, you'd be like, oh, okay, he's a fellow spy, and I need to help him where I can. Way to go, Sonders.
You were Captain Winsome's daughter, yes?
Yes, I was quite surprised to learn that myself. She's up until late been a very valued traveling companion.
Well, come, let us have some drinks so that we all may get to know each other.
Yeah. I look at Sonder. Yes, let's.
Let's get another bottle. Let's go for it.
And so the night is filled with drinks, merriment, and then like a lot of things where you drink to the point, it gets serious. You find out that your father was here to do a trade with the dwarves. That trade is for something new that you haven't seen before. It's a strange tool that's hanging from your father's hip. And they go into great detail about how it's going to change the course of the world. But what we need is the powder to fuel it with, because the gun has made its way to our realm. And we'll see y'all next week.
What?
Oh, wow. Busting out the
What
guns.
does that mean? Gonna bust a cap
Actually,
in your ass?
We've got
It's
a little
pew,
bit.
pew.
We've got a little bit more. Akage's eyes open. Before him, he sees his father's glaive stuck into the ground. To the left, it's misty and dark, but he sees the glade there, looking familiar, looking like his mother, looking sad. To his right, he sees the dark lady who is inhabiting the body of his mother, who's probably dead. Off in the distance and up in the cloud, he sees shapes, humanoid, non-humanoid, powerful beings. He knows that they are the gods of this world. Akage has to make a choice. What choice does Akage make?
Akage is going to grab his father's glaive, snatch it out of the ground, and stand between the glade and the thing that is possessing his mother. You took her from me. And he'll attack.
As you turn your attention towards the dark lady, all else fades. She's standing on a sand embankment, a hot sun overhead, the wind dry, whipping her robes around her. As you charge, you plunge your father's weapon into her belly, and it sinks deep. Blood begins to pour. But strong hands reach up and grab Akage by his face. Her mouth opens. She looks over your shoulder and goes, "Magic borrowed is magic lost." And she devours Akage's soul into nothingness.
What?
The glade, who could only feel sadness and hope, despairs harder than she ever has. And the gods that are looking on turn away in what might be fear. But gods don't normally feel fear, but they did in this moment. The next morning, when your party wakes up, those of you who worship gods all saw this same vision. And now we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Damn.
That's
Way to
rough.
fuck shit up, Akage.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Akage's dead.
Yeah, Kage's gone.
Yeah, like
He's
he's
extra
dead.
dead.
His soul is dead.
He is
He's not
super fucked
coming
up
back.
dead. Devoured your soul.
The thing we were never going to get into is that the glade's power is what was keeping Akage alive. And he was actually already dead. He was basically an intelligent undead with magic making him appear alive.
Since
And
when?
When Dorian
Since
stabbed him
killed
in the glade.
He was a
He
repping
was
it. Oh, I
actually
didn't even
murdered.
know that.
Yeah.
Actual murderer.
I was hoping that eventually Kage would face off against the Dark Lady, and then she would suck the power off of you, and you'd have to make some will saves or fort saves to die.
Can you phrase that differently, please?
Suck the power.
The Dark Lady who was in the body of your mother was going to suck the power out of you. I don't see any other way to say that.
An evil mom sucking, basically.
Evil mom suck bang
You'd say
blow.
absorb the power from him.
Yeah, but
I mean, it doesn't have the same evocative flavor of sucking the power off.
Paper towels absorb things. I don't want him to be a paper towel.
Oedipus, it's fine.
I want his mom to suck him off. That's
what he wanted. Hey, that's what he's into.
Hey, bye.
Yeah. Check out Noob Show where we interview Frakes' real mom, and we'll see you next time.
Toodaloo. I didn't get any of that.
Acting, get my acting voice in. All right, Audible. I've been listening to you for 10 years. Let's make this happen.
Use your good Russian voice.
I don't have
Channel.
Not sponsored by Audible.
Channel the Night of the Cross.
I'm using the Russian voice that Sean Connery used in Hunt for Red October, i.e. Sean Connery voice.
Sean Connery's voice.
I'm a Russian, you see.
I was going to say you have to disconnect your face and make it go.
Are you an assassin? Do you have any special skills?
Once these nukes at them.
I'll stop.
I need you to go to the woods to find the peg leg of a young boy.
I wonder if that's really Sean Connery or if someone was doing.
Well, Diablo 2, that is not Sean Connery. That is somebody doing a terrible Sean Connery impersonation, and I love it. Here we go. The last time he had seen this half-elf, Vladros had been with the... I knew I was going to fuck that word up. Muchetelny Gulag interview room. Did I say that right?
Seems good to me.
Frakes?
You're muted.
I know I'm muted, and I'm nodding.
I'm not. I don't not look at the screen because I'm reading.
I forgot you. Yeah, I thought you had both monitors up. Yeah, Muchetelny, yes.
Muchetelny. Okay.
You one screen bitch.
Muchetelny. I'm going to start over. This is the nights of starting over.